A leader cannot solve a problem unless they first acknowledge there is a problem. The first mandate of leadership psychology requires the leader to tell the truth to the people regardless of the situation. For more than 3 decades now, the political elites, which I call political parasites, have not been able to have the moral integrity to lead the people with fundamental values that elevates people's quality of life. All these political parasites, as I call them now, all they have been doing, according to them, an appointment equals development. So when they appoint someone from a division, from a province, or from a subdivision, it means those people should be so happy because appointment, a political appointment, equals economic development. As you know, it's not true. They are only looking after their own best interest. And they've been doing that for more than 3.5 decades now. They all have a track record. So out of a sudden, you have this chronic group of people, old, tired, dead, with dead ideology, dead model of the world. And out of a sudden, they go to Boya and they call themselves the elites, Southwest elites. Elites to which generation? To which group of people? Whatever you call yourself as an elite, your time is over. That time is over. You have deceived the people for more than 3.5 decades. You've impoverished the people. You've taken away their rights, their aspirations, their dreams. You've drained the nation and Southern Cameroon of its wealth and resources to look after yourselves. And now, you want to come and speak on behalf of the people? What people are you representing? When you have not had the guts to step up and step out and stand up for what's right, and stand up for the truth, and stand up for the people. When children, university children, gathered in the University of Boya to just express their opinion of what's the wrong that has been done on them, a governing authority, a minister of education and the chancellor of the University of Boya decided to call the Cameroon Special Forces to trample on these students. Even when they put their hands up and they were shouting, "No violence, no violence, no violence," what happened? We've seen this from the mayor of Boya to the governor of Southwest, all the ministers, all the directors. No one has been able to stand up and says, this is wrong. Children are killed. Students are killed. Students are raped. People are no longer free. They can't move on the streets freely. You want them to go back to school? You all know 11 February, it's almost about a few days away. Almost about a week now away. And they are all scrambling as what to do in order to get Southern Cameroonians to participate in a false national integrity ceremony. We are Southern Cameroonians. It's not our holiday. It's not our national holiday. It's never been our national holiday. It's a false pretense. So whatever this group of people that gathered in Boya, they are not speaking on behalf of the people. They are only trying to represent themselves to a government that has failed the people, to a government that has no moral or social integrity to govern the people anymore. And so their voices do not represent the voices, the hope, the aspirations of the people of Southern Cameroon. If a leader cannot stand up for what's truth, they have no moral integrity to govern. If a leader cannot stand up to what's right, they do not have the capacity for honest leadership. Southern Cameroonians are now an occupied people. We have tens of thousands of troops that have been poured, sent into the northwest and the southwest regions of Southern Cameroon. And there are arbitrary arrests that are ongoing. Internet communication is being cut off. We've returned to the dark ages. This tells you the true intention of this government towards Southern Cameroon. The only thing they want from Southern Cameroon are our economic resources, is the wealth we generate. Enough is enough. Today, now, this moment, there is a new generation of leadership that has shown up. So we cannot be deceived by these political parasites to go back to failed policies that have been tested and proven in 56 years of Southern Cameroon relationship with La République. That ideology has been tested and it's failed the people bigly, as our friend Mr. Trump calls it. Then the Biya government came. We have tested his principles for more than 34 years. They have failed overwhelmingly, disgracefully. So this is not a matter of the elites. It's not a matter of these political or parasitic elites. This is about the future of this generation. It's about what future do we want? Are we looking to go back into the past? We are not willing to sacrifice anymore. No more, we cannot afford one more day to live in the past. In a system of government and a system that has not done us any good. If anything, it's only destruction. So those that gathered in Boya and call themselves political elites, I call them political parasites. They are all about to destroy the movement, the mission for change in Southern Cameroon. And that cannot happen. You know why? Because this generation says enough, it's enough, and it's now time we stand up. Let me give you a little history so that you know why this is so potent, why this is so amazing, why this is so special, why this moment is the moment of our destiny. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Your great-great-grandparents and grandmothers were enslaved for centuries. Then they were colonized from 1884 right up to 1916. And then the colonization continued from 1916 to 1961. As if that's not enough for a group of people. And then we've gone through what? Marginalization for another 56 years. And a total of almost 35 years in the Biya government. And now, this generation wants to put a stop to all of that. So the chronic old politicians that are getting out of their graves to come and represent the voice of this android generation, the generation that are called the Israelis of Africa. The Southern Cameroonians are now the Israelis of Africa. We are almost like an occupied people, but guess what? It's time. We are now champions of liberation. It's a liberation movement for justice, for equality, for equity, for truth, for higher values of human rights, of open system of government that represent the aspirations, the goals, the dreams of the people. A system of government that represents the rule of law. when nobody is above the law. Not this government, that everyone is above the law. Even a police officer is now the law. A mayor is now the law. A governor is the law. A chancellor in the university is the law. The president becomes the law. Where there's no right, there's no respect. A Supreme Court judge in the name of Ayapo can be arrested arbitrarily? Seriously? That's not the future we want. And that's why our leaders of the consortium are the true representative and the aspirations of the people of Southern Cameroon. And that's my message for you today.